Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Georgia. Today I'm gonna be playing with my favorite drugstore brand, which is Essence. Now, if you haven't been with me for a while, I do a lot of Essence reviews, and in front of me I have every single permanent eyeshadow palette that they have on the rack right now as we speak, and two of my favorite limited edition palettes. We're gonna swatch, we're gonna play, I'm gonna tell you the good, the bad, the meh. But of course, before we jump straight into it, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell button if you're interested in more Essence videos, and I do kind of all things drugstore. And of course, make sure to follow me on my social media if you want to see any new goodies that I get, because not everything ends up in YouTube, or chat with me, or choose my next video and everything. And before I start rambling even more, let's go into the swatching and playing and see what good or bad eyeshadow palettes Essence might be having on the rack right now. I thought I would start first with the oldest that they have still on the rack right now, and these are the Essence My Must Have eyeshadows. Now these are single eyeshadows that you can choose and put in an 8 or a 4 pan, and they have some cute 4 pans as well. I think it's on their website as well. Their website will be linked down below. Also, Cosmetic for Less, where I get most of my drugstore makeup, down below. Not affiliate, we've said this before. They ship worldwide though. So all these eyeshadows didn't necessarily come out as eyeshadows. Some of them are marketed as blushes, bronzers, contours, highlighters, and some as eyeshadows. Some of them are marketed as I think lip powders as well, which I don't understand the concept of, but yeah. So let's go and see them one by one and how they swatch. We have number 20, Black is Back. Number 18, Black as a Berry. Number 2, All I Need. Number 1, Go Goldie. Number 1, Hello Sunshine. Number 4, Brownylicious. Number 3, Take the Lead. And number 4, Set the Stage. I have a video that I'm actually reviewing all of these eyeshadows straight when they came out, which I think it was something like last year, but they still have them on the rack if you want to go and get it. I'll be leaving a card up here, and of course every single video that corresponds to any of these palettes that I've tried out, I will be leaving it down below. But the best that I could find, I swatched everything. Is this the blackest black you will ever find? Probably not, but it's pretty decent to darken up a look. This is really interesting, the second shade, because it's kind of like a purple, but because it's a satin formula, it is so nice and pigmented, and because it's satin but not necessarily shiny or shimmery, it can very easily go to the crease. You would have seen by my review that I liked every single shade here. I feel like every shade is beautiful. Even this highlight shade is really nice and blinding and shiny. I love this taupey shade as well. They're just all really nice high quality shadows in here. The only color I don't like in this palette is this purple here, and if you have watched, and this is it here, which it swatches nicely, but you will see that as I blend it, it kind of gets a little bit patchy. My problem with it is not that it wasn't pigmented enough or it wasn't blending very well. My problem with it is that it was leaving patches, and this is one of their lip powders, and you can see where I've swatched it that it leaves some sort of marks from like the oils on my hand. Not sure the lip powders are meant to go on your eyelids, because if they mix with like some other shimmer, or if you have something more oily like a primer, like concealer, anything on your lid, I think it's gonna grip to it. And if you watch my video, you will see that I'm trying my best to make it not look patchy, and it's left, you know, this thing that you see on my palette right now, it was left on my eyelids and it drove me crazy. Do I recommend this? Absolutely yes. So worth your money. Go for it. Choose your own shades, make your own dream palette, and experiment, because I feel like when you can buy single shadows for so cheap, that's where you can experiment with color, and it's a really good opportunity. Next up, I'm gonna go to a smaller sort of compact shadow, and it's these ones in this plastic packaging that have the really cute characters on the outside, and I literally just have so many of them. Let's start with Million Nude Faces, which is their eyeshadow box number 1, and it has more neutral brown and taupey tones in it. Very everyday-ish palette, I would say. Let's go into the next one, which is In Love with Rose eyeshadow box number 2 and Happily Ever After, which has some taupey colors, but it mostly goes towards the rose and the pinkish shades. And then we're going to a more of a colorful territory. We're going to the Mermaid eyeshadow box number 3, My Shell in a Castle, and in it you can literally find almost every single pastel color. Next up we have To the Moon and Back eyeshadow box number 4, One Way Only. And this is kind of like the previous one, but with more dark shades. I will say it right now, my least favorite out of the whole bunch is Make Your Own Magic eyeshadow box number 6, Dreams Are My Reality. And in it you will find very pastel colors. Out of all of these, my 2 favorites are these 2, eyeshadow box number 1 and 2. They perform the best. What these eyeshadow palettes are really good for is beginners, because these eyeshadows blend super easily on the lid, but they almost blend into what we call nothing. So one shade will blend into another, will blend into another. Now if you're a makeup artist or somebody who's more experienced with makeup, you will find that you don't get the gradient like I have on my eyes from the darker to the lighter color. But that is okay if you are just starting out with makeup. I feel like you can make everyday looks with these. So these 2 are permanent, and this one is also permanent. The other 2 very colorful ones, I don't think they exist anymore on the shelves, at least I haven't seen them really. These 2 are my favorite anyway. I find them to have the best pigment, they blend really nicely, they have really pretty shimmers. I want to swatch this one as well here. Like their shimmers are really beautiful and they really stand out, and they have this very interesting formula in there, which is sort of a satin but not really a matte, so it makes it creamier and more pigmented and easier to blend. It doesn't look, you know, shiny in your crease. It's satin, so you can place it there, if you know what I mean. If you are a beginner, I would definitely suggest these. If you're more on the intermediate expert level of makeup, I don't think you need these in your collection at all. But for a gift guide for somebody who's younger and starting out, definitely suggest them. There's gonna come a gift guide with super inexpensive gift ideas as well. I don't know if it's already been up. If it's already been up, I will leave it linked down below. And now we go on to a different packaging, and it's this one's right here by Essence. So we have the 2 Glam To Give a Damn eyeshadow palette, which is in the permanent collection. It has beautiful blue and purple and pink tones in there, as well as a champagne highlight. And then we go to the Born Awesome eyeshadow palette, and there we go into the more warm toned reddish brown territory with a little bit of a darker colored highlighter. I feel like if you're more into the intermediate side of things, makeup, this is where you need to go. Or even if you want to experiment, I think this is where you need to go. These eyeshadow palettes are beautiful. By the way, every eyeshadow palette that you've seen, I have actually reviewed it in my channel. Like I said before, all the corresponding videos will be down below in the description if you want to check them out. And I think there will be cards going up here crazy throughout the whole video, showing you which palette corresponds to. I love their highlighters in these palettes. They are actually really beautiful. A little bit too deep for me, because when you see that I do this, you can actually see the highlighter, but like on the shine part where the light hits it, it's gorgeous. What I don't really like is their colorful shimmers. I don't think they've nailed them very much. I mean, you can still play with them, but they're a little bit crumbly. They're not very intense on the eye, and I'm talking about intensity because it is coming, guys. You know you're gonna see it in a little bit. My favorite palette from Essence, like ever. Do I feel like you can work with one of these alone? Probably not. It doesn't have that many transition shades. For example, this eyeshadow palette right here only has 2 matte shades. This beige here and this purple. There's no other transition shades, so you would need to use this specific palette, which is the 2 Glam To Give a Damn palette, in conjunction with another palette to make it work, unless you're a full shimmer kind of girl. These 2 together, I feel like this would be a really pretty palette, and this is how I use them every time I use them in my everyday life as well. I kind of dip into the one and the other because I love mixing this red right here with this purple. It's so beautiful. I feel like together there's something like 10 euros or something like 12 euros maybe, or something like this. So I do feel like they're really worth the money together. If you're into the experimenting kind of part, you should go with these ones. If you're into the I just want an eyeshadow palette to do my everyday looks, just go with these ones. Now we're going into my favorite permanent eyeshadow palettes that Essence has, and there's 2 hits and 1 miss in these. And remember, everything is personal opinion. If you do like an eyeshadow palette and I don't like it, it's okay. We like different things, and if I praise an eyeshadow palette and you don't like it, again, take it with a grain of salt. I like some things that you might not like, and vice versa. These are their brand new eyeshadow palettes, and first of all, I just love this cardboard packaging. It's beautiful, and they've actually inserted big mirrors. Now let's see all of them and then I'll tell you my opinions. First up, we have the Follow Your Heart eyeshadow palette, which mostly consists of matte, very neutral pinky peachy shades. Next up, we have the Beautiful eyeshadow palette, and this one is a mix of very beautiful champagne brown shimmers and your everyday neutral colors, as well as a black and a white, which I feel like they're really nice to have in an eyeshadow palette that you travel everywhere with. And last but not least, from this category, we have the Essence Never Give Up Your Daydream eyeshadow, which is all shimmer, colorful, pastel, shimmery shades in it. I'm gonna start with the negatives, unfortunately, and that is the last palette that I showed you guys. It's the Never Give Up Your Dream. I just find the shades to be very, very crumbly. I'll swatch them here. I mean, they look really good here. I don't know what I'm talking about. You guys will be like, Georgia, what the fuck are you talking about? These are actually beautiful. But if you see them on the skin, they're actually very crumbly and dusty. Now, what I feel like this would look amazing is as toppers. Topper on your highlight and topper on your eyeshadow. I feel like you need to work it into your skin very much for it to look buffed and beautiful. But you know what? Some people might like this, and then you get a lot of options to alter and make your highlighter duochrome or make an eyeshadow duochrome. So if you're into experimenting with different colored highlighters, this might not be a favorite of mine at all, and I haven't really played with it and used it. I've used it once and I didn't really like the formula, but it could be the holy grail of yours, because I've had a person comment, you know, underneath my video saying that this is a really lovely palette for them because they use it, you know, for highlighter, to change the color of the highlighter, and they just love colorful highlighter, and then they can do it very affordably with this palette. So again, something that I might not like, you might like, so that's okay. Next up, I actually love both of these eyeshadow palettes, but my favorite one would have to go here. It is so beautiful, and you guys know if I can create a full matte look like I have right now, I will go for it. I'm more of a matte eyeshadow kind of girl because I have a few creases on my eyes, and shimmer eyeshadow kind of exaggerates how creasy my eyelids are. I would 100% recommend both of these. It just depends what you want more. Do you gravitate towards the mattes more, and then you get a really beautiful, I need to swatch that again. I mean, you've seen already the swatches, but I just have to do that. This is beautiful. This is Essence, guys. This is the most affordable drugstore brand, and they can do this. I feel like the black here is much better than the one that I swatched at the start, and then you've got a very pale color as well. It's kind of like a black and white. You can either set your concealer with that, you can make a liner with that. If I had to suggest that you get only one palette that you will use, you know, for every day, but you can also use to go out, I would suggest this one, because you can do your everyday with this one, but then you can also do your nighttime. You can deepen with the black, you can do eyeliner with the black, you can set your concealer with the light shade, you can highlight with the light shade if you have a deeper skin tone, and then I feel like you get quite a few transitions here to work with and quite a few shimmers. So this is really beautiful, but you guys know that this one has my heart because of the shades in here. I'm more of a peachy, reddish, pinkish, purplish kind of girl. I'm walking into a territory which will be controversial because it is the limited edition eyeshadow palettes. I've been so vocal about how the eyeshadow palette that Essence brings as limited edition turn out to be the best eyeshadow formula by far, and I'm actually very moany about this reason, because I'm like, if you can create this sort of formula, why don't you bring it into your permanent line so everyone can buy it and rave about it because it's truly, truly good formula. I'm gonna start with the Essence Wanted Sunset Dreams eyeshadow palette, and it's the 01 Desert Heat. I did a full-on review on this one and I compared it to the Urban Decay Naked Heat. This is an absolute dupe. First of all, it is the exact copy of the Urban Decay Naked Heat. I was blown away by the quality of this eyeshadow palette. The colors in here are just absolutely stunning. They're so buttery and beautiful, and everything melts and blends so beautifully into one another. It is a dream. You guys, it is so good. It is so pigmented, and this is just Essence. Like, again, it's the cheapest brand in the drugstore, and they can do this. And this is why I'm crying and I'm being very angry, because I'm like, if you can do this, why do this? This is like a person's dream who loves red eyeshadows, and I'm one of them. Last but not least, and very recent, very recent, and now this is what completely aggravated me, is the Essence Ho 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 eyeshadow palette 01 Jingle All the Way. I have no words. This eyeshadow palette puts down high-end brands. I will just do 3 live swatches. Not pre-recorded, 3 live. Do you see this? Do you see this metallic shine? All right. Live. 3 swatches. So this is my favorite Juvia's Place palette, and this gold down here, I treasure it. I love it to death. And I'm gonna swatch it right underneath. Now tell me if you see a difference between the 4 of them, because I don't. The quality looks bomb. Yes, I swatched it with an eyeshadow palette that's not necessarily expensive. Juvia's Place is not the most expensive eyeshadow palettes, but when I see palettes out there that are like on the €50 mark and they don't perform, I'm like, you guys, this is just €9 and it's right here and it's Essence, and why do you not make it permanent? You also get a glitter as well. I have no words. I literally have no words about this palette. I was so skeptical at the start because I'm like, another limited edition palette, but this is gorgeous. First of all, you get 3 matte shades, 1 transition, 2 deepening shades, 2 satins, this gold that kind of goes towards peach as well, so it's sort of a duochrome, really beautiful. This is the best drugstore eyeshadow palette out there, and if you can find it, it's gone. It was limited edition, it was gone, I'm still crying about it. I raved about it in my video and I said run and get it. Like, whoever can get their hands on this palette, please go and get it. Now I finished with this palette because I wanted to end on a good note and tell you that this palette has been on my eyes for a very long time and I really truly love it, and I think I'm gonna cry when some of the shades, you know, hit pan and I know I can't replace them, so I need to use it moderately. So then again, I really hope you guys got a big look on the eyeshadow palettes that are out there for Essence. Again, there's gonna be a gift guide and some of these eyeshadow palettes will be in the gift guide, and I think it's a very interesting gift guide because it's not the original, okay, go to the drugstore and get this kit that's already ready. We're gonna create our own kits basically and make them look super pretty. So if you're interested about this, I don't know if it's already out, but if it is, it will be linked down below, or it will be coming soon. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a good look at what's available from Essence. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.